I am Rufus, the representative of the 2nd District of Reynato, President of the Centrist Democratic Party, which believes in human dignity for all, and we are against patronage politics, and we want our members to pay dues after they get a basic orientation seminar. So we have a real political party in the Philippines. Thank you.
My name is Peter. I'm German. I'm the result of the Centrist Democratic Party. I'm the former President Representative of the Patronage Politics, German representation in the Philippines.
Good morning. I am General Mariano, retired with the Integrity Circular Movement. And the veteran here is Reynato Mariano.
Good morning. I am Cecil Rodan. I am also with the Integrity Circle Movement.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benedict. Unfortunately, I'm not from a home. I live in Lima. I'm German, just like Peter, and we have more things in common. I'm his successor as country representative of the German Konrad Adenauer Foundation.
My name is Tony Rodan, who invited most of you. I'm chairman of the Integrity Circle Movement, also president of the Good Citizenship Movement.
I'm president of the Centrist Democratic Institute, which we started together with this, and I'm also the chairman of the Centrist Democratic Party of Philippines. Like Rufus said, we intend to be a political party, and we are not a political party. The Philippines line was political, is 2016, political battle was 2016, and I think we are the only party we go from. So this is also part of the patronage. For members are due Spain, they go under the basic orientation seminar before becoming members. And the one important thing is that we all believe we are the Centrist Democrats who believe centrally in the dignity of the human being. We have 4 pillars of our thinking and our values, which will be presented to us later on by our president, Rufus.
Good morning. My name is Sandy Tan. I'm based in New York. I'm a member of a lot of organizations in New York, but I'm not officially representing them. I came here for the invitation of calling. I'm a family friend. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reynato. I am the servant leader of the Lay Society of St. Arnold Janssen. Lay Society of St. Arnold Janssen is more than an NGO. It's a lay society that promotes our advocacies are poverty alleviation, vision with prevention option for the marginalized. When we talk of the marginalized, we are talking of the poor, the indigenous peoples, also the PWDs, the persons with disabilities, and we have also all the working on the abused children and women, and also the security guards are also marginalized. We have this motto or tagline, faith transforming life. So in these days of our society, we see the disconnect between faith and life. So our role is to try to make a connection. So that's the gist of the Lay Society of St. Arnold.
a member of the Bay Society of St. Arnold, the chairman of the Father St. Arnold Johnson. As our president mentioned, our motto is life transforming faith, transforming life and society. I'm also a member of the Association of all Philippine ex-seminarians and the ex-BD and ex-BD.
Good morning, everybody. I am Dave Lava, representing the People's Patriotic Movement. I am an advocate of ecological agriculture, among others, and a farmer.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Angel representing the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines. I'm the Vice Chair for Region 4A. So I think our President has explained what the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines with for advocacy is human dignity. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Almost Council, almost District of Caloocan City. I'm representing Goddess Global Society Incorporated, known as Fraternal Organization. Thank you.
Before everybody, I, David Reynato, as National President of Kabisana sa kapakanan ng mga dalawang Filipino regional kakampi. So, you register the Department of Labor Employment, Labor Regulation of Thank you.
Kasi kung wala ko, nalagay na lang po.
Good morning. Everybody. Representing the Congressman movement. Our focus on that movement is promotion of good governance and good citizenship values. Human values enshrined in the preamble of our Constitution. So we now see the need of not going to the street for the quick fix of the system, but going into the hearts for value formation, especially for the youth. I'm also a certified master trainer of the CDPI. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tony Candido, currently a professor of Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, and currently also the Vice Chair for the National Capital Region of the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines, and at the same time also the Deputy Secretary General of the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reynato. I'm with the Centrist Democratic Political Institute as political advocacy officer of Reynato.
Good morning. I am Jordan Antolin, Vice President of the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines, Mindanao. I'm a teacher.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunny Rasol, and I'm a retired editor of the Philippine Star. Like my good friend Bobby Avila, who still writes a column for the Star, I am for federalism, and you can count on my support. Thank you. God bless all of us.
LG.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Jesus. I actually do not represent any organization. I came here as an individual recruited by Mr. Antonio Candido, and I'm looking forward to understanding further the values and pillars of this party. Thank you.
I'm Erling Sanaya,
representing Housing Workers Federation of Filipino Values Observer and Acosta. We advocate transformation, nation transformation through values, as what is stated in our housing. By the way, this is my wife who also a part of our Housing Workers Federation of Filipino Values.
Good morning. I'm Dan Villa, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the ICM Integrity Circles Movement, Integrity Circles Movement. I'm an advertising and media practitioner. Through the auspices and leadership of our chairman of our clan and our president, Reynato, we have launched last December 2, the first ever Peace Awards. It's an acronym for People's Empowerment. People's Empowerment for the advancement of communities and environment. We are recognizing the media practitioners who are focused and aligned their vision and mission to promote the communities via uplifting their kind of lives in our communities, even in its beginning, so that our world shall be peaceful at the end. It's the very focus of the Peace Awards. We are awarding the media practitioners in quad media, that means print, radio, television, social media. And then there are special awards for the first time for the Patriot of the Nation Award and Best Integrity in Action. This shall be properly recognized in the formal awarding ceremony this January 21 at the Manila Hotel. So, with the hearts and even the minds collectively amongst us, it is the same inherent passion that we want to do. And we have to put this in doable actions. Recognizing the unheralded media practitioners in quad media. While we all realize that it's dominated by the major media, we are looking into the unsung heroes with their hearts devotedly writing in different forms of media, from print, radio, TV, and social media. So we are looking into this. And this also comes corollary to the invitation for you to be there. Come January 31. To finally award the small media practitioners with big hearts. These two should be recognized.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Randy from ICM and UBL.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I'm Archbishop Elias Soria, and I'm the President of the Asian Clergy Leadership Conference. And I'm also the Vice Chairman of the Universal Peace Federation, and I'm the Secretary General of the Professors World Peace Academy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Almera Grace Mayo, the Executive Director of Universal Peace Federation, and with Family Federation for Peace Unification, General Chapter, and the one coordinating the Youth Federation for World Peace and the Women's Federation for World Peace General Chapter.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. I'm Willie Pialaman, Director of Secretary and Corporate Secretary General of my party. I'm so grateful po ako sa fourth panel ng next Congressman. My advocacy is presenting the idea of having an anonymous whistleblower movement. Anonymous whistleblower because you cannot solve any crime unless there is a whistleblower. Kung whistleblower ay umaharap, the judicial system, especially the witness protection program of the UOD is not perfect. So, nangyayari, the witnesses are being harassed and being killed. So, I'd like to propose for the group to study the idea of having an anonymous whistleblower program. Maraming salamat.
Good morning, everybody. I am Mafito Montero Alcover. I am the Secretary General of the Integrity Circus Movement. Just like all of you here, since 16 years old, and I am now 59, looking forward how to change this country. That is why the last meeting with the CDP here, I was asking everyone, we keep on doing this, meeting, organizing, talking, nothing happens. We elect president every year, we elect senators every year, we elect everybody. Until now, we're still doing what we've been doing 40, 50 years ago. And I hope what we are doing today will be doing something for 2016, and we can enterprise and change the system, not less than Pope Francis was telling the Filipino people about integrity, honesty, dignity, and we are also talking about it a long, long time ago. I hope this time, I'm challenging everybody here. Our group, Integrity Circle Movement, has been doing so many things. I even said to APR, that you're presenting as APR, but still APR is fighting for what we are fighting a long time ago. I hope we can do something today. That's all the point.
Good morning. My name is Jose Maria Reynato, the Destination of 9-3rd. This was name. Para madali matandaan for easier causes, remember the ray of sunshine with an A and shotgun with a C as in vitamin C. Ray Shotgun Service, founder of the Para Sa'yo Choir, Mandaluyong-based choir, which was born in 1975 when the Anti-Upload campaign was launched with help of the manual produced by our founder in the Integrity Circus Movement from the Minsupana, Mindanao Cebu Conference. In Mandaluyong, dedicated forming basic Christian communities with Father, or now Monsignor Emmanuel Bengo Suma of Bulacan, and one of the chaplains of UP at the time, which was a hotbed of student activism in 1971 there and thereafter. I'm also with the Integrity Circus Movement, one of the members of the Board of Trustees and active as treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Siguro kailangan nyo po pakilala. My name is Lani Jokno. I am also a member of the Board of Trustees of the Integrity Circle Movement. I am also the convener of the Philippine Parliamentary Prospect. Naniniwala po kasi kami that the presidential form of government does not work for this country, and it is not going to work for this country. So we have to change system. We have to move to a better system, something that will work for the Filipino people.
At isa rin po akong dating seminarista. Member po ako ng Philippine Alliance of Ex-Seminarians. Maraming salamat. Ito po yung aking partner. Ako po yung MC nyo. At ang partner ko, si Asing Philippine.
Okay, good morning. I'm Mary Ann Sevilla, and I'm glad to be here and guide you as we go through our activities for the day. And thank you for all your good introductions of yourselves that saved us from doing the acknowledgements later on. And we did give more time to our activities as we are really quite behind our schedule. So we'll just be waiting for our Chief Justice, our keynote speaker, and we will be starting properly with their proper program soon after. And meantime, so you will serve your morning snack. I hope we don't have to ask them to serve the afternoon snack before we can start. And meantime, may I ask Dr. Rodas, maybe you can play some of our songs, or we go right into the program. All right. Okay, may we ask our speakers to please occupy the table here. General Reynato, Congressman Rodriguez, Mr. Benedict Seaman, Mr. Coppinger, Peter Coppinger, and we have also Mr. Julius Valentin here, Julius Valentin.
Bishop,
oh yeah, I say, we have instead Archbishop, sorry. And of course, Mr. Rito Lorenzana.
Yung mana health, baliktarin mo para pag tayo, kitang-kita.
Sige lang.
Diba?
Okay lang yan.
Kasi pag nakatayo, baliktad na. Hindi na natatanggap.
Hindi na eh.
Tanggalin mo, tapos iyan mo.
Okay, to start our program properly, we will have our opening prayer to be delivered by Dr. Rodan. And so may I please request everyone to please stand for our doxology and the Philippine National Anthem.
Let's put ourselves in God's presence. Our Heavenly Father, Creator of the universe, both visible and invisible, we acknowledge your real presence among us today, as you promised in the sacred scriptures of all religions. We thank you for bringing us safely together, the first 100 distinguished delegates and champions of anti-corruption movements and parties of the Philippines of all faiths, to reflect on the state of our human dignity under the rule of traditional political patronages and dynasties, and discern our proper response of faith. May you bestow in each one of us the same virtues of humility and compassion to the poor, which Jesus himself and Pope Francis, successor of Apostle Peter, have just shown to our people vividly. For we confess we are all God's gifts to everyone, but fallen short of God's glory, yet redeemed by grace and called to be modern heroes and saints of the kingdom of God on earth as in heaven. May you send us the Holy Spirit to recognize your face in every person we meet, in every crowded city street, in every child who lost a family or home due to the corruption and incompetence of those who seek political power merely to plunder government resources, to protect and expand their business interests of their exclusive political and business dynasties. May you grant us the moral courage to commit in thought, words, and deeds to elect and support only local and national leaders with track record of honesty and integrity, and promise never again to elect anyone who bribes, who cheats, lies, steals, or kills, nor tolerate anyone who does. This we ask in the mighty name of our Lord God, the Father of all mankind.
May
gentlemen, you may now all be seated. At this point, we'd like to acknowledge the arrival of the Honorable Chief Justice, Reynato, Puno. To do our opening and welcome remarks, we have three gentlemen for this. And the first among them is a man who served the armed forces of the Philippines with loyalty and honor, that despite concerted efforts to smear his name, no less than the President Quezon recognized him as a man of integrity, awarding him one of the most coveted awards of an AFP commander, the Philippine Legion of Honor, in September of 1990. He is the unsung hero of the AFP Blockcom reform program, who broke the long tradition and culture of corruptions in the AFP Logistics Command from 1989 to 1992. And now, in continuing his fight against corruption and the restoration of integrity and human dignity, he now serves as the president of the Integrity Circles movement. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brigadier General Manuel D. Mariano.
Distinguished guest speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Welcome to all of you who have come to attend this summit against corrupt, trouble, patronage, and dynasties. Indeed, many times we have been exposed to the distorted values and crooked circumstances of a broken society on a daily occurrence, right from the bribe-seeking traffic enforcer to multi-billion scams reported in the media. Most of the time, we feel helpless, alone, and outnumbered by those who do not share the same views and values. Today, with the start of the summit against corrupt, trouble, patronage, and dynasties, I am glad that I am among peers who share the same values of honesty, public service, and unselfishness. I hope that this summit, using our collective talents, experience, and wisdom, will come up with visible and concrete steps and strategies to successfully manage corrupt, trouble, patronage, and dynasties. Again, welcome to all, and may we be successful for God, people, in our country. Our next speaker is a stalwart of the Christian Democrat Union Parliament Group at the German Bundestag. He became the head of office of the same parliamentary group, where he served largely as a campaign manager to the 2009 elections of the constituency in Trier, Germany. Now, a political analyst and a political scientist,
by profession, and currently the country director of the Konrad Adenauer Foundation in the Philippines. He worked in the University of Trier as a research assistant, where he assisted studies on the political economy of China and international relations and foreign policy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Benedict Seaman.
My dear friends, distinguished guests, when I feel that I'm sitting in front of you here, I must say I'm honored to be here because I definitely feel like LIP, the least important person among us, honorable gentlemen. So it's an honor to be here and to speak on behalf of Reynato Stiftung. If I just may mention that Reynato Stiftung and my predecessor Peter is also here with us, has been present in the Philippines for 50 years already, and is closely working nowadays with our friends of the Centrist Democratic Political Institute. So, as foreigners, we take the audacity in thinking that we have really need to observe Philippine politics for quite a long time. Since the issue that we're discussing here at this meeting is patronage and anti-patronage politics and integrity in politics, let me tell you what my former boss at the German Parliament has always told me. He told me, Benedict, as a politician, to be successful, you need triple support. That is, first of all, the support of your own family, the support of the party, and the support of the voters. Being sarcastic, I would pervert this wisdom into saying that in the Philippines, you will only need dual support because the family is the party, and the party is the family. And that's where patronage starts. That's where political dynasties start. And that is, it's proven fact by scientists, by observers, and by common people, it has been received that there's something wrong with the political system of the Philippines. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with family-run enterprises, but politics is not a business. In politics, dynasties seem not to be so romantic like the Kennedys. Politics is about integrity, and as our Pope Francis has pointed out recently, our priority is to care about the poor. Patronage is about caring for yourself, and corruption is stealing from the poor. Corruption, tolerating corruption, and facilitating corruption and patronage is stealing from your peers. There's no justice in that, there's no integrity, and there's no honor. Promoting such values like justice, integrity, and honor, that is the foundation of human dignity. And that is what the Centrist Democratic Alliance is about, human dignity. That's where we stand together as one. I feel honored and very happy that today we have, so to say, specialists of justice, integrity, and honor here with us. They're sitting right in front of you. That's why I'm looking forward to this day. That's why I'm happy to have all made it to come here and to listen to our honorable speakers who are experts in those fields. And I have no doubt that with the help of wise people, this can become a better Philippines. Thank you so much.
much, Mr. Seaman. The chairman of UPF should be here, but he's indisposed. But with us today is a gentleman of equal credentials. This gentleman finished bachelor's degree in community development, minor in public administration at Mindanao State University in Marawi City. He took a master's in sociology at the University of the Philippines in Diliman and Xavier University, and then went to New York, USA to study unification theological, to study in the Unification Theological Seminary in 2003, and was conferred Doctor of Divinity by the Open Seminary in California, USA. Consecrated to the office of Bishop in May 2 of 2004, elevated to the office of Archbishop on December 11, 2013. I've been a professor of sociology and an adjunct professor on religious studies and world religions in MSU Iligan Institute of Technology and Unification Theological Society, Asia respectively. Became chairman of the Department of Sociology in MSU Iligan Institute of Technology in Iligan City. Former president of the Unification Movement Philippines, former regional director of the Unification Movement Philippines, Secretary General of the Professors World Peace Academy Philippines, and Vice President for Administration of the Unification Theological Seminary, Asia. Currently, he is serving as the Secretary General of the Interreligious Federation for World Peace Philippines, an affiliate religious non-government organization of the Unification Movement Philippines, Vice President and Secretary General of the Unification Conference and Vice President of the Universal Peace Federation Philippines. He is a wild-traveled person. Happily married to former Miss Lucia Quezon Magno of Glacial, Pangasinan, and has one son, Ferdinand Elias. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Archbishop Elias P. Soria.
Good morning to everyone. I am here in basement of our chairman of the Universal Peace Federation, who is, as what our MC has said, is indisposed as of this time. Thank you for that generous introduction. And of course, first and foremost, we would like to congratulate the organizers and all of you who have chosen our facility, the Universal Peace Federation Peace Embassy, as the venue of your summit. And I'd like as well to extend that apology from our national chairman of the Universal Peace Federation for his unavailability today. And of course to our speakers and our normal speakers in the presidential table, and to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The Universal Peace Federation has been established 2,000 years, by 2005, not 2,000 years, but 2005 in New York, United States of America. And from then on, Father Moon and Mother Moon, were the Congress of the Universal Peace Federation, traveled all over the world to inaugurate the Universal Peace Federation. Since the time on, we have been working and promoting our advocacies all over the world. And we're happy to tell you that we are, the Universal Peace Federation has an ECOSOC status to the United Nations. And we are the implementers of the Millennium Development Goals. And we are present in almost 195 countries all over the world. But we think global, but we also act local. We have so many activities that we have already finished and accomplished. And last time we had a 8-city tour all over the country, trying to promote our interfaithism, our marriage and families, and the challenge for our young people to become responsible, because they will be, after all, the next leaders of our country. And so we have in-house and we have campus-based organizations for our young people, essentially to prepare them to be active in the society, in whatever vocation or career that they're going to have. That they may be good professionals, but more importantly is to become good as citizens of this country and to become responsible parents eventually. Our advocacy is there. We have 5 principles as our main advocacies. One of which is that all of our works should be centered on God. Because if it is not going to be centered on God, it is going to be temporary. But it is anchored to, I really am inspired of the doxology that we have, that we are one God, and that we are all children. Because that is also our number one advocacy, which is that our Heavenly Father is our true parent of all humankind, that regardless of religion, regardless of culture, regardless of color or skin, that we can be brothers and sisters in the fatherhood of God. And so, we should be more mindful to everyone. So I think that we believe would be our solution to the malady and the sickness that our society, our family especially, which is being confronted of all these problems, is the solution to this. And second of which, principles and advocacy of the Universal Peace Federation is that human beings is essentially spiritual in nature. Of course, from the beginning we come from God, and I think all of us are very comfortable with that belief, and that we're just here in order to grow and be responsible to each one, and to be responsible for the next generation, and even be responsible of our history, that we'll be able to correct whatever we can do in order to correct what is being corrected in the past, that we can do better today and in the future. And of course, the third, if you will allow me to continue, is the sacredness of marriage and family. It's really very important to think that marriage and family is a sacred institution created by God. And so whatever God has bound together, let no man put it asunder. And even the laws should not intervene and should be able to keep this family together. As the popular dictum says, a family that stays together prays, or a family that prays together, is the other way around, stays together. And of course, the fourth one is that living for the sake of others. So the epitome of that example is our Lord Jesus Christ. He said not only that we have to love our neighbor as ourselves, but we have to even love our own enemy. And an expression of true love is, according to our Lord Jesus Christ, if that to show our goodness, and our true love is if we are more than willing to die to a friend. That is in the Bible. And finally po, the peace that obviously that we have is interreligious and intercultural relations is very essential to world peace. Our association with the other countries, our association with with all the races all over the world, we need cooperation, we need harmony, we need unity, centering on the love of God. With that, maraming pong salamat, and I hope you had a very successful and wonderful time for your summit, and you may be able to achieve what you have planned to achieve today. God bless all of us.
Thank you, gentlemen, for all your warm welcome. And at this point, I take it with great pride to do the introduction for our keynote speaker. He earned his degree from the University of the Philippines, where he concurrently served as the editor of the Philippine Collegian. He would later finish postgraduate studies at the Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, Master of Comparative Laws, University of California, Berkeley, Master of Laws, and University of Illinois. It is noteworthy to mention that he has finished all academic requirements of the degree of Doctor of Judicial Science, all on full scholarship. He is the first Filipino recipient of the Distinguished Global Alumnus Award given by the Denman School of Law, Southern Methodist University in Texas, on March 31, 2005, and has been conferred honorary doctorate degrees by 9 local universities, as well as by the Han University in South Korea. He was recognized 2008 Human Cultural Access International by the World Peace Prize Awarding Council. He served as the 22nd Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, with his appointment as the Chief Magistrate on December 7, 2006 until May 2010. Among his many honors, he was also a recipient of the People's Magistrate Award by the Philippine Constitution Association and the Benito S. Aquino Jr. Award for Nationalism by the Federation of Catholic Schools Alumni Association in 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, truly our speaker is another champion of justice. Please welcome the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Reynato and Puno.
I can hold my voice this morning. Let me just give a generic greetings to all the members of the Centrist Democratic Alliance. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen,
I would like to make a short revision of democracy in the Philippine style. And in the process, discuss the evils of political patronage. This is a deep-rooted evil, however, and I do not presume to be able to discuss all its attitude and longitude in a few minutes. I would, however, be happy to fill in the details in the question and answer period. Of course, I look forward to the discourse of our beloved Congressman Rufus, who should be more authoritative in discussing all the roots and branches of this evil known as political patronage. Democracy is not a static, but an evolving concept whose sustainability is key to the capacity of its form and substance to meet the changing exigencies of the time. John Keane, in his book entitled The Life and Death of Democracy, explained the reasons for the durability of democracy. And let me quote, he said, "The exceptional thing about democracy is that it demanded people to see that nothing which is human is carved in stone, that everything is built on the shifting sands of time and place, and that therefore they would be wise to build and maintain ways of living together as equals, openly and flexibly. Democracy is required that people see through talks of guns and claims to privilege based on the superiority of brain or blood. It implied that the most important political problem is how to prevent rule by the few or rule by the rich or rule by the powerful who claim to be Superman. Democracy was to be the government of the humble, by the humble and for the humble. End of quotation. John Keane then traced the origin of democracy from its obscure past, its present preeminence, and the multiple threats to its sustainability. He examined the primitive beginnings of democracy as a direct rule by the people. In its first historical phase, democracy was peremptorily dismissed as a government of the mob by the early philosophers, and the idea of democracy evaporated from the face of the earth for 1,000 years. Democracy, however, was not to remain in the graveyard forever. The resurrection of democracy and its next historical phase started around the 10th century, or and in its resurrected form, it slowly took the shape of representative democracy, or the indirect rule by representatives of the people. But even in its resurrected form, it took representative democracy up to the early years of the 21st century in order to prevail. Along a tortuous way, it has to break down all accretions of antipathies to the notion that the people are really sovereign. And these accretions of antipathies came from powerful secular and sectarian forces. From kings who refused to give up their royal prerogative to rule the people by virtue of their bloodline, to theological tyrants who claim infallibility beyond the spiritual realm, to dictators who hallucinated, they knew everything and could order everyone around. It took numerous national, regional, and 2 world wars for representative democracy to beat the last of the issues, that is, communism. Even then, in the course of navigating its history, democracy metamorphosed into several variations. Democracy has appeared dressed as aristocratic democracy, as social democracy, as Christian democracy, and as socialist democracy. But there is no doubt that today, democracy has gained global currency. Hence, no less than the Nobel Prize winner, Amartya Sen, considers democracy as a universal value. For more than 100 years, Filipinos have been aspiring to become a real democracy. Today, we should ask ourselves the tormenting question. How does the world view our state of democracy? Freedom House is a US-based non-profit, non-partisan organization that supports democratic change, monitors freedom, and advocates for democracy and human rights. In its report for the year 2013, it was for categorized and classified the various countries in the world as free, partly free, and not free. And for the nth time, the Philippines was rated as partly free, not as fully free. And this has been the sorry state of our democracy. Since we won our independence from Spain, we have exerted robust efforts to erect a democratic regime in our country through the Malolos Constitution. In our 1935, 1973, and in our 1987 Constitution. But after more than a century, our dream to establish real democracy is turning out to be an illusion. And I invite you to focus on some of the reasons why for more than a century we have not put to bed this problem. First, consider the kind and quality of our democracy. A representative democracy whose heart is a unitary presidential form of government, as opposed to federalism and a parliamentary form of government. In a representative or indirect democracy, we all know that the people elect the officials who will govern. Election is therefore the life force of a representative democracy where the people are supposed to be sovereign. But it is also the Achilles heel of a representative democracy. For through elections, government can be captured by a small elite that promotes its selfish interest and neglects the bigger interest of the people. Hence, the electoral process in a democracy must meet some irreducible requirements. For one, the conduct of election from beginning to end must be free from any form of unfairness, must be insulated from any species of fraud, and it must be immunized from any degree of discrimination. And all this cannot be fulfilled for as long as we are beset by the problem of political patronage. The evidence that our electoral process has failed to pass this basic criteria cries to high heavens. Our elections are highly driven by money, bought by corrupt money and by dirty money. Shocking complaints such as the non-disclosure of source codes, elimination of minimum safeguards to assure the sanctity of the votes, application of the power to control the conduct of elections to a foreign corporation remain unresolved by the authorities. Even the blind can see that our elections are controlled by political dynasties that continue to monopolize power in almost all our electoral use. Dynasties are poison to the principle of majority rule, which is the essence of democracy. Dynasties thrive on the patronage system of politics. Dynasties choke the access to political power by the people in the same way that the old monarchs and some modern dictators claim the exclusive franchise on the right to rule. Political dynasties which are fueled by political patronage inevitably result in a government of the few and a government for the few. In other words, a government that is the complete antithesis of democracy. Secondly, we can never attain the status of real democracy unless we follow with unfailing fidelity
the rule of law. In unadorned language, rule of law simply means that those who govern the people must be under the law, and that no one is above the law. History teaches us that the rule of law is the sine qua non for democracy to start, and it is still. It is not only the sine qua non for democracy to start, but it is also the sine qua non for democracy to survive. As well observed by a chorus of political scientists, and I quote, from the start, the state must be organized on the basis of the rule of law. Those who govern must be accountable to the people. The transparency, they said, of the governing process must permit the citizenry to keep a watchful eye on state officials in order to detect corruption and to punish those who perpetrate it. So they concluded that corruption can strengthen a democracy at any stage of its development. Let me repeat that statement. That corruption can strengthen democracy at any stage of its development. And so, they said, legislatures must have real lawmaking powers, as well as the right to hold the executive up to its scrutiny. That is what is being surrendered by our Congressman. The judiciary, they said, must be independent of political manipulation by both the executive and the legislative branches. My father said, the military must abide by the rules of democratic government and accept civilian control. End of quotation. That to state the rule of law is weak in our country. Lawlessness reigns in almost every level of our society. Lawlessness rules in our streets where simple traffic lights are not enforced. Lawlessness has reared its ugly head in some branches of government, where not infrequently no respect is given to the constitutional principle of separation of powers and its corollary doctrine of checks and balances.
when the sanctity of this touchstone principles is trust, the inevitable result is the eruption of corruption. The Pidap anomaly could not have happened if some of our legislators did not usurp the power of the executive to implement our laws. By striking down the forefather practice, the Supreme Court bluntly ordered the legislators to stick to law making and stop contracting. We are now hanging in suspense, waiting for the final decision of the High Court on the so-called DAP petition. These petitions will enable the High Court to elucidate and to educate all and sundry how far the President can intrude into the power of the Congress over the past. This decision of the High Court is ultra important to our democracy, for the powers between Congress and the President cannot be bound by blurred lines. A tiny error in drawing their balance can result in dominance by one branch over the other. And that tiny error can give tyranny a toehold in the entire government bureaucracy. And all this underscore the imperative need for an independent judiciary. Only an independent judiciary can decide without fear whether a powerful branch of government has overreached its powers. Thirdly, if we want to qualify as a real democracy, there are certain democratic norms which we must substantially satisfy. These norms provide democracy's moral content and undeniably among the norms that command the highest importance are equality and inclusion. Again, which you will never have unless you are able to eliminate political patronage. The norm of equality demands that human rights must be equitably distributed to everyone. The norm of inclusiveness requires that economic progress should not be restricted to the rich, but should include the poor. For democracy can never thrive on the poverty of the many. studies on democracy overwhelmingly show that again I quote, wealthy and upper middle income countries tend to be democracies and semi-democracy, and conversely, poor countries tend to be authoritarian and anti-democratic. In the case of the Philippines, democracy rests on a foundation of sanity. For an obvious reason, we had a missing middle class. And worse, the galloping gap between the rich and the poor is getting more unconscionable and intolerable. The statistics say it all. They tell us that in our country, 4 million families own nothing, while the top 40 own everything. We do not need the omniscience of the divine to warn that our democracy can never succeed where you have a multitude of people with heads without roots, with backs without shells, with stomachs without food, with feet without shoes. It hurts that millions of our country, and this even the Pope observed, are migrating to other countries. It hurts that millions of our countrymen believe that the best way to live in the Philippines is to live it. Hence, they consider a foreign visa as their most valuable possession. Pope Francis I just ended his pastoral visit of the Philippines. He is now at airport on the way back to the Vatican. In his various messages to our leaders and to our people, the Blessed Pope underscored in bold our own problems. Non-stop violation of human rights, stubborn poverty, scandalous corruption, ruling elites that overreach with greed, indifference to people down in the dumps, cross-border terrorism that is religiously driven, worsening natural disasters due to climate change, and so on and so on. Pope Francis
The first is the fourth Pope to visit the Philippines in about 4 decades. And perhaps we hold the world record as the most visited place in this planet by the Pope in the last 4 decades. After 3 historic papal visits, you will agree with me that our political, social, and economic problems have not gone away. We have proved to the world to be a people most resistant to transformational change. I can only hope that this time we can really heed the call of Pope Francis for national revival and spiritual transformation. I hope that after he leaves, we will not return to the new normal of living lives without the care of conscience. I call again on the Centrist Democratic Alliance to lead this struggle against the new normal in the Philippines, where inequality prevails, where injustice reigns, where corruption is king, and where the sovereignty of the people is in durance. Let us not be worried in awakening our people to the need to change our constitution in order to battle and excite such evils as political patronage. It is time to have a constitution that will look at a new form of government, models of federalism, models of parliamentarism, models of constitutional courts. In other words, models attuned to the demands of our time, models attuned to our culture, and above all, models attuned to the destiny God has ordained to the Filipino people. God bless us.
Thank you, Honorable Justice Reynato S. Puno. Our next speaker, his profile is also as impressive as the previous gentleman we introduced earlier. But humble as he is, he opted for us to read his very simple introduction of himself. Okay? He graduated from grade school and high school at the Senior University as a valedictorian, and he earned his economics degree at the De La Salle University, summa cum laude. He finished his Bachelor of Laws at the UP College of Law, the top 7, and passed the 1981 bar exams at top 20 with a 90% grade in criminal law, mercantile law, and labor law. He finished his Master of Laws at the Columbia Law School in New York, a magna cum laude. He is the former Vice Governor of Misamis Oriental, also former Dean of the San Sebastian College of Law. He was also former Commissioner at the Bureau of Immigration and present on his third term as Congressman of the 2nd District of Cagayan de Oro City. And also, he is the chairperson of the ad hoc committee of the Bangsamoro Basic Law and elected president of the Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver his speech at the Centrist Democratic Reform Agenda versus Patronage Politics, please welcome the Honorable Rufus P.
Thank you very much, Marianne and Lali. Thank you very much. First, let me just say that I just listened to one of the best discourse I've heard in my life. I'd like to thank former Chief Justice Reynato. Certainly, it was very clear, his message was very clear on democracy. It's clear on why we are here against patronage politics and political dynasties. And of course, his message that things should not be back to normal with the Pope leads. Thank you very much, Chief Justice Reynato of the Supreme Court of the Republic of the Philippines. Also, I'd like to greet General Mariano of the Integrity Circles movement, Benedict Seaman. He is now the country representative of the Congrad Adenauer Stiftung. We have also Peter Coppinger, a past country head, who now undertakes many projects for our country, for the German government, to chair Lito Lorenzana of the Centrist Democratic Party. And also our host for today, the Universal Peace Foundation, which is represented by Vice President Archbishop Soria. Distinguished guests and fellow participants to the Centrist Democratic Alliance Summit on Human Dignity Against Patronage Politics and Dynasty. This summit is of course in line with the Centrist Democratic Party's principles and core philosophy. Let me just start. That I was introduced as a former dean. Yes, I was dean, and Father Nisirisa was with us in San Sebastian, the dean of the best law school in Quiapo. Because the other good law school is in Diliman, where Justice Puno comes from. And another best law school is in Makati, which is the Ateneo Law School. And I was introduced as the Dean of the College of Law, and precisely I was asked by people, how does one become law dean? And Dean Irene Cortez had this to say. And he says, a law dean is someone, he is a lawyer. When a lawyer does not know to practice law, he becomes a law professor. And when a lawyer does not know to practice law, and does not know to teach, he becomes the dean of the college of law. And then I can continue with that by saying that the lawyer who does not also practice law, a lousy teacher, and a failure as a dean, he becomes the commissioner of the Bureau of Immigration. And finally, I would say that the lawyer who does not who loses cases, a bad teacher, a lousy dean, a failure in immigration, he becomes the congressman of the 2nd District of Quezon City. Summarizes briefly what I've been doing. So let me just go through with you because we have an invitation to our fellow participants here to join the Centrist Democratic Alliance. And what is this alliance for? It is an alliance to be able to bring all Filipinos to have human dignity, and we should be against patronage politics, which, as stated by Chief Justice Puno, is the reason why democracy could never be achieved in this country if we have patronage politics and dynasties. And so let me start with the CDP. Well, it's a party with a core philosophy. And the core philosophy, if you will liken what the CDP intends to do to our country, it can be visualized as it's a house. It's a residence. It's a home. And in the house, the roof that will carry us all is the human dignity. And where do we find human dignity? This is a constitutional provision. Section 11 of the Article 2 of the Declaration of Principles of State Policies provided the state values the dignity of every human being. That is our state policy as embodied in the Constitution. The mention of human dignity, the dignity of every human person, or the dignity of each and every Filipino, nobody should be left behind, because in Article 11, Section 9, it says that we should have a free people who is free from poverty. And that is what our Chief Justice has been saying. When we have a nation that is poor, it does not bring democracy but dictatorship, and because of traditional politics and money politics, democracy will never be achieved. The Constitution of the Philippines likewise provides that also in Article 9 that the state should work for the improved quality of life for all. And that is what is human dignity. And so the core philosophy of the CDP is we should have and bring each and everyone, each Filipino, to have human dignity. And how this is human dignity is a concept that still is quite unclear, if not envisioned and implemented in specific actions. And that is why we go to Pope John Paul II, who is already a saint. And Pope John Paul II stated in one of his festivals that the main mission of the Catholic Church is to heed the call of the poor and marginalized. And after Pope John Paul II, who was emphasizing the poor and the marginalized in exact words, then Pope Benedict XVI likewise stated that the Church should address the concerns of the poor, and that therefore it strengthens what St. John Paul II says. And of course, recently, the first sentence that the Pope Francis said when he was elected as the Pope after the retirement of Pope Benedict XVI was, and it is very, I really would notice and would internalize this, he said that I want a poor church and for the poor. Exactly what I want, a poor church and for the poor. Meaning, the clergy, the priest, should already leave behind, the priesthood and those in the church, help them to already forget the simple things in life that has been able to become quite rich or a rich church. He wants the priest to be really poor and simple. That is the first message of the Pope. corollary therefore will be poor church and the emphasis for the poor and for the poor. And that is why all of us have listened to the past 4 days and have been watching and listening to the Pope in almost all these masses and all these addresses in these families. And indeed, we were very, very touching, and the concentration is always to the poor, children, and the families. And so that is what we have. Our party has a core philosophy of human dignity for all. And how do we eat? HDET, how do we eat? The call of the poor and the marginalized. You can see that 4 basic programs should be implemented to bring the masses of our people to have human dignity. And this should be health, education, employment, dwelling. Each Filipino should be entitled to medical services, that they should be healthy, and we should be able to have the Filipino people be able to get medical care from our government. Secondly, each one has the right to education, as we all see. Aristotle 330 years ago stated, BC, before Christ, 330 years before Christ. Aristotle said, it is a recommended ethics, he said, man by nature desires to know. And that is why government should be able to fill in this desire of each and everyone, to be able not only to provide for elementary, high school education, but tertiary and technical vocational training. That is what Aristotle said 330 years ago. And of course, Reynato would say, the 17th century philosopher from French philosopher, he said, Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. And therefore, you exist only if you think. And how would man be able to think? By education. And that is why we are duty on all of us, members of the Centrist Democratic Alliance, to make sure that we are able to afford all our children, all our young people, the opportunity to get education so that they will think and they will exist. The problem with us, like in the many people, instead of having cogito ergo sum, theirs is ego ergo sum. I drink, therefore I am. Right now, people is to drink, no? So we should go to cogito ergo sum. And Albert Einstein was asked. He was asked when he was still teaching at the age of 83 in Princeton University. And he was asked by his student, dear Dr. Einstein, you have achieved everything. You are the most successful scientist in the world in the 20th century. E equals MC2. Why are you still studying and teaching? And you know what Albert Einstein said? He said, when man stops learning, he starts dying. That is why. Even the Chief Justice, can you see, made a very good speech. Research that very well, and can we get a copy of that Chief Justice, because that should be our Bible. Because everything is already capsulized in the speech, what our country needs and what our people needs. And so, even the Chief Justice, at this age is already in time, the Chief Justice continues to study, because when you stop learning, we start dying. So that's education. And the next thing he is employment. How can you give human dignity to a person who does not have any income, who does not have the money to be able to have the necessities of life, like food, like education for their children, like their dwelling? And so therefore, we have to provide our party. Our party will work, but aside from having health and education for each one, we should be able to give employment to our people, such that, according to the Chief Justice, a foreign visa will not be the most prized possession of our people, and to stay in our country because there is employment. And then we have dwelling. If you are an informal sector dweller, I don't want to use those squatters, because there should be no squatters in our own land.
If you do not have a dwelling, you don't have that kind of human dignity. If you don't own that small piece of land which is your castle, which is your residence, and then we therefore we should be able to work to have a dwelling for each one. And that is why our word here in the mornings is we have health, education, employment, dwelling. So human dignity is supported, the roof is supported by a beam, 4 beams that will support the roof. And the beams are health, education, employment, and dwelling. If you have a house, you must have posts. You must have the foundations to hold the house. And the 4 pillars of the Centrist Democratic Party, who wishes to have an alliance with you on human dignity against patronage politics, is that there are four pillars of the Centrist Democratic Party. The first one is CDP believes in democracy and the rule of law. And precisely the Chief Justice has given to us the history, the essential elements of what democracy should be. And that is what we aspire for. And the democracy and likewise the rule of law. Nations, countries, the Philippines, for example, no one should be above the law, and each one should follow the laws and the rules. The rule of law. Although I just like to have a small wrinkle on this because the concept of the rule of law is Occidental. There is Western. It probably comes and Chief Justice will know this better, being a political scientist and expert on constitutional law. We have James Madison, we have Jefferson, all of those who believe that there should be the rule of law. But as early as more than 2,000 years ago, Confucius of Asia had said that the best way for people to be organized and to have a developed country is to have the rule of good men. That is therefore piety, that is the piety that is obeyed to institutions and the respect for elders. That is the Confucianism. That is what Confucius said. Because we really have so many good laws. And the Philippines, for example, is now Republic Act since 1946, when it became a republic. It's already 10,280 Republic Acts. We already have presidential decrees. We have Commonwealth Acts. We have the acts. These are all probably, we can say, more than 30,000 laws have been passed in this country. But the issue is, have we been able to really implement these laws? The problem is, there are always problems in implementation because there's a lack of the rule of good men. And so if you would therefore use fusion between the Oriental thinking of what government should be and the Occidental thinking, if it was fused then we should believe in the rule of law and the rule of good men. And that's why many of you are representing here organizations that promote human values. Because when you have a citizenry and leaders with human values, then you have the rule of good men. So that is the rule of law. And how do we have that? We have the 87 Constitution, we have republicanism, government exercising the people's sovereignty and authority emanates from them. We have civilian supremacy, which is arme, cedat, toge. That was what the rule was in Rome, meaning arme, cedat, toge, arms should be below toga, civilians. Arme, cedat, toge. The military should yield to the civilian. The arms should yield to toga, to the Greece. That is what we have in civilian supremacy. And we have the Bill of Rights, and we have constitutionalism. Well, you know our Bill of Rights, we have all these rights granted to us by the Constitution to protect us from the strong arm of the government. And we have constitutionalism. What is constitutionalism? is the Philippines have constitutionalism. You see, a country may have a constitution, but it does not have constitutionalism. There can only be constitutionalism if there are powers defined, and also there is a judicial review of all actions of those that hold power. A real judicial review. That's the only time we can have constitutionalism. China, for example, the People's Republic of China has two constitutions. The one in 1947, after the change, after the ruling time was removed by the Communist Party of China, and the 1952 constitution. But what does China, even up to now, do they have constitutionalism even if they have constitution? No, because the Supreme Court cannot review the actions of the government and the actions of the chairman of the Communist Party of China. He cannot question the decision of the Presidium. Political issues are not within the constitutional rights of the Supreme Court of China to be able to review. There is no judicial review. So there is a constitution, but there is no constitutional reason. The same is true with the former Soviet Russia. In the Philippines, do we have constitutionalism? Well, of course, the Chief Justice has said that we need to have an independent Supreme Court that will not be swayed or influenced by the legislature and the executive, so that this judicial review granted by the Constitution will be real, and will be able, therefore, to check the abuses of the executive, the legislature. So that is what we mean by the Centrist Democratic Party, believing in democracy and the rule of law. And what is democracy? We believe in the center. We don't believe on the left, and that is the dictatorship of the Communist Party. We do not believe in communism. It has been shown to have failed all over the world. We also don't believe in the rightist advocacy of dictatorship by the military. So we, the centrists, do not believe on the left philosophy, on the leftist philosophy, and on the rightist. We believe in the center. And the center is always God, and the center is the Philippine people. That is why we are centrists. We are centrists. We do not believe in communism, socialism, nor the rightist advocacy of those in the military and those dictatorial forms of government. So that is the first pillar. And the second pillar, therefore, is the principle of subsidiarity. What is this principle about? The city believes that decision making should be in the lowest levels of the community. The problems in the barangay are best addressed by officials in the barangay. The city, the local officials. And decisions of the central government, the national government, should come from below. The principle of subsidiarity, so that they will be able to see what are the needs of those down there. It should not be from the top, it should come down, the principle of subsidiarity. And the subsidiarity is clearly, we have filed a bill, the Centrist Democratic Party, yours truly, and some other members of SOTA, we believe in 1343. Subsidiarity, federalism, a highly centralized form of government, unitary, and all the powers are in this unitary government. And the regions are just being, by lip service, they're being developed, but since they have no power, our regions have really no power, then it's still all a unitary, centralized form of government, and that is why we have no subsidiarity. The Centrist Democratic Party believes in the federalism. We believe that sooner or later, as what the Chief Justice said, we should have a constitutional convention to be able to change the system of government from unitary centralized system to the federal system. Why? Because that is subsidiarity when the regions, when the federal states decide what is good for their states. What we have now is everything is governed in Manila. And that is why Manila decides what happens in Cagayan de Oro, in Region 10. In a federal system, education, health, social service are done right there in the region, because the people in the region, the people in the states know better
what the region, the people of the region needs. For example, we have to get approval of how many school buildings from DepEd to be placed in Cagayan, in Puno, everywhere. Even the purchase of chalks is still to be decided by DepEd. Our chairs, everything has to be decided here. Now, education, the need for school children is better addressed by the people in the region, in the province and city. So is the need for the health centers, the health centers in the province. That is precisely what is federalism. In some reserved powers are done by the central government, but all the rest should be given to the regions or the states. And then we have a parliamentary system. Very clearly stated here by Lani himself. The presidential system was failed. And it does therefore to continue to fail us. Before a president can win, he needs to have first, he will have a lot of money, secondly, he's a movie star. So that is what we have in a presidential system. And so we should have a parliamentary system where it can be able to respond. If a leadership, the chief executive, who is the prime minister, does not function well, he can be easily removed through a vote of confidence. And that is what we have here, a parliamentary system. Because we believe in federalism of parliamentary system, we support the basic law for the Bangsamoro. And good fortune for being appointed by the Speaker as the head of the ad hoc committee on the Bangsamoro basic law. With me are 75 members from the House of Representatives. And so we have now finished 36 of the hearings. We have covered the entire practically Mindanao, all the regional centers or all the core area. We have been to the Visayas and to Luzon. So we have been able to get the feelings of each and every, almost all the sectors and all the regional areas of the country. And why do we work for the basic law for the Bangsamoro? First, we believe we could achieve lasting peace in the Bangsamoro, and if there is peace in the Bangsamoro, there is development in the entire Mindanao and inclusive growth of the entire country. And that is very why, because the Bangsamoro basic law is a door to federalism and parliamentary system. Why? Because under the Bangsamoro basic law, there is a clear delineation of power, what you call power sharing. The first set of powers are the reserved powers of the central government, only 9. National defense, currency and coinage, foreign affairs, immigration, national citizenship, intellectual property, and then we have also Philippine Postal Office. Only 9 are reserved based on the basic law proposal. Then 14 concurrent powers, like we have quarantine, we have social security, these are concurrent, both the national and the Bangsamoro can legislate on this. And we have 58 exclusive powers. Education is given to the Bangsamoro, social services is given there. Infrastructure will be decided in the Bangsamoro. The health services. So mainly, we are giving the devolution, the devolution of power so that they can move our Bangsamoro. They can shape their own destiny. There is therefore in the Bangsamoro basic law the grant of full political autonomy and also greater fiscal and financial autonomy. So we support that. And then we have local government code revisions. Our local government code is 1991 vintage. We should be able to again be able to strengthen the local government code so that provinces, cities, municipalities and barangays will have that rule of subsidiarity that they will decide more than national central offices. And the third pillar is a social market economy or a free market economy with social responsibility. What does this mean? Well, we encourage the initiative of the private sector, the businessmen, to be able to
conduct business, establish enterprises. We believe that they should likewise be regulated in terms of being able to share their resources and their income to the workers and the community that they are in. In other words, there should be a market economy, but the social responsibility of those in business to take care and give due shares to their workers and to the community. So that is the free market economy, and we have filed, the CDP has filed, House Bill 388 already almost finished, and it is one of those that the President has said in its State of the Nation that a law will pass called the antitrust law that will basically be against three particular prohibitions. First, no anti-competitive agreements. Agreements of companies to fix prices, to divide areas to sell their goods. Second, abuse of dominant position. You can dominate the pricing of your products and stop anti-competitive mergers. That is already almost to be approved by the committee and sent to the plenary. Then we have here what we are here for, and that is the fourth pillar of the CDP. That is to have real political party institutions. Why? In 1906, when the Nationalist Party was organized, in 1946, when the Liberal Party was organized, all the parties that we have, unfortunately, had been led by those who are rich, who are powerful, and who can dispense patronage. That is why we see here that there has to be a change in our political party system so that we can have real democracy. So what does CDP? What do we do to have membership? First, before a person could join the Centrist Democratic Party, there has to be, he should undergo a basic orientation seminar, BOS, or a Centrist orientation seminar, COS. What is this for? To assure that anyone joining a party should know what the party stands for. Unfortunately, sa atin dito, sa kanila ang partido organize or reorganize and becomes active, but there's not. In between elections, there's really no activity of any party. Only when election time is coming, that is where a lot of IDs are being distributed, and you get one ID, you're a member of the party. You don't even know what is the party, what are the principles of the party. That's why in our case, before one becomes a member, and we have been doing this since we became a political party, national, operated by the Commonwealth in September 2012, we were 2 years old. We make sure that each one, before you can be accepted in the party, undertakes at least a 1 day or 2 day, what you call orientation seminar to the party. What is done in the BOS, the basic orientation seminar, is to know precisely what is the core philosophy of the party, human dignity for all Filipinos, how do we bring our people towards human dignity under the Constitution, health, education, employment, dwelling, what are the core principles? This has to be internalized by the member, because a member of a party who does not know what its party stands for would be lost, and the next thing you will know is that he will transfer to another party who can give him a better ID. Because there is really no, they doesn't really know what his party is all. It's a piece of paper. So what we're saying is, we have to have a real political party institution. And that is why we require a BOS. And this is now what will separate us from the other parties in our country. Our party requires that when you become a member, you have to pay yearly dues. You have to pay. You have to member ka ng Rotary, bayad ka. Member ka ng GC, bayad ka. You have to pay so that you are owners of the party, owner of the organization. Kung freelancer tayo, yun na papasok ang patronage. At isang patron, ang patron sasabi, okay, Just like Rotary, kung sabihin ng patron, okay, sama kayo, ito yung particular party A. Okay, so, member tayo, okay. Ako ang magbabayad sa ating mga meetings, ako ang magbabayad ng lunch. Ako ang provide sa iyo ng itong lahat. Ako ang provide sa iyo ng direksyon, ako ang bibigay ng funding sa iyo. So yan ang patronage politics. And therefore, he is the boss. So, as member of the party, can you complain to the one, the patron, one, who pays for you to attend, who gives you good food, who gives you allowance, direction, and pera? Wala. You will never be able to have your own voice. There is no internal democracy because only one man or one group controls the party because he is the one spending for all the party activities. But in our case, we pay. When you join the party, we are accepted, you get your wallet. Medyo mahirap ito kasi mas maliit lang, it is the psyche of our Philippine people. Not used to paying for becoming members. Hirap-hirap, magkano ang yearly dues ng city. Only 1,000 pesos. Kung tayo, alis tayo, minsan, nakakapunta tayo sa restaurant. Yung gusto yung 1,000 tayo. Especially kung marami ng bigo, may beer na. So, pero we are slowly being able to educate our people that you, after your orientation seminar, you give money to your party. No patron, ikaw yung may-ari ng partito. No patron, because you, just like the other officers, just pay 1,000 pesos. Pareho lang ang membership dues eh. Ikaw nagbabayad, ikaw magtatakbo ng partido. What is the model for this? Well, the best model here is in Germany, the Christian Democratic Union of Healthcare. They have been in power for more than 20 years. They have 600 paying members, 600,000 paying members, a population of 58 million. With 600,000 members, i-compute ko na lang. Sa Pilipinas, tayo mas malaki na sa Germany. Ang Pilipinas, 100 million na. Ang voters dyan, 52 million. Nawala yung 2 million kasi double registrant, patay na 52 million. Now, so, we have this. And so, 52 million. Kumpara ka ng Germany na may 600,000 paying members a year. Every year yun, 1,000 lang per every year. Pag hindi ka magpapayag like us, kami siguro, we have reached already to seminars. We are doing this all over the Philippines. We are in Agaminos, we are in Baguio. We have chapters in more than 60 districts. Out of the 220, 60 na. We hope to go to 100 districts to be organized in our legislative districts. And then, we have them. We have practically reached more than 50,000 in seminars and training. More than 20,000 have paid. But then, if you don't pay, the next year, you're out. Para naman sa mga civic clubs. Nababayad din. Pag hindi na naman bayad, you're out because you are not contributing. You have not been able to give to the party what you should deserve. And so therefore, we say that by paying, you have internal democracy. By paying 1,000, you can therefore require accounting of party funds. Going back to 600,000 members. 600,000 members times 1,000. How much will the party have? With only 1,600 of the 52 million will become members of our party. Easily, how much? 600 million pesos. So yung 1,000, hindi balik siya. Pagparami ng members. Sa kanila, 600,000. Nagbabayad, of course, more than sa kanila, siguro 1,000 pesos tayo. Sila nasa 6,000 pesos in terms of membership, in terms of doing smart. Can you imagine, in the city, for example, if you have leaders in the city has 200, like in my case, 250,000 voters. If you will get just 10,000 of the 250,000 voters to become your members, 10,000 times 1,000, like 10 million. So that can already, through the membership of your party, you can win elections by having the necessary money for campaign, not to buy money, 10 million will be enough, but you will be heard. You will be able to be known because you have 10 million. You will not. So, if sabihin natin, we have 500,000 members, times 1,000, 500 million a year. Na hindi ka naman nakasuporta ng partido for over the country. That is what we have. And that is why it's very important that in real political party, members of the party pay, you have internal democracy, you can demand accounting from your party on the past. Two, you will be heard in all issues like what we do. We go down to the level of the members to find out the issues of patronage, the issues of dynasty, the present issues prevailing today, and most importantly, if you pay your 1,000 dues, you decide who will be the candidate in your own districts for congressman, for mayor, for councilor, not the patron. Ngayon, kung sinong patron sa isang probinsya, siya yung congressman, asawa yung governor, mga anak yung municipal mayors, and siya, wala talagang demokrasya kasi siya ang gastos kasi. But if our people are the ones who will contribute to help the party, they will decide on who will be the candidates. And that is why we have filed House Bill 389. It has been approved by the committee. But somehow, in the plenary, sinong ayaw ng real political party? Hindi uusap, hindi na-discuss. Ito, what does our political party reform act? First, House Bill 389, approved through us in the committee on suffrage and electoral exercises, as is now in the plenary. First, we believe in real professional parties. What I have said. So you know what the parties are about, orientation centers, membership, internal democracy, payment of dues. And then, second, it prohibits term-to-tism. If you're a term-co, you cannot run an expression, you're disqualified. Ito kasi, like what happened before. During the time of GMA, there were 140 members of Lakas Kampi. 140. Wala na si GMA, pasok na si Pinoy. Alam mo ilang liwan? Sa position niya, sa Lakas Kampi, still, who is now the minority in Congress, 18 na lang, 18. So, can you imagine the kind of situation you belong to this party after 1 year after election? Wala na, no partido na. Ngayon, ang liberal muna, nasa 30 lang. Ngayon, ang liberal party, nasa 120 na. So, ganun pala why? Because there's no real political party system. And that is why we go against term-to-tism. Third, we limit donations. If a company, if a person donates 100 million to a candidate for president, that will be a problem because that rich person, that businessman, we need somewhere along the line some protection for his business. So what can the president do? So we are going to limit the contributions by first, if you're a corporation, the most is 10 million pesos, individuals only 1 million pesos. So that you will not be that influential to be able to give 100 million, 50 million to the winning candidate of your choice. So we limit donations, and lastly, we believe just like Europe, America, there should be state support for political parties, to have parties like the CDP, to be able to join the mainstream and be able to be strong by giving parties support to the serving parties in accordance with the membership in Congress. And so, therefore, I'd just like to therefore say that in this alliance, knowing our party of what it stands for, we therefore invite all of you, all organizations to be here. Organizations that believe that there should be real democracy in our country, democracy to real political parties, to band together. If you have real political parties, there will be no patron or patronage that can exist because the members of the community are paying members of the party. He is the one owning the party. Then we makapasok yung patron. Number two, we will be able to therefore, if we have political, if we have this party which is real, Hindi makapasok ng dynasties. Yung isa lang mag-decide kung sino ang kandidato dyan. Asawa, anak, so forth and so on. Because you have a party that believes that each member has the right to choose who the candidates will be and who will be the candidates. And so, medyo nababag na tayo, 12 o'clock na. Therefore, I would just like to thank all of you for being here. I hope that this could be a start of a nationwide campaign for us to join each one who believes in centrist democracy, in centrism, not extremism, who believes in human dignity for all and the core principles, who believe that we should go against patronage politics and against dynasties, that we go together, and this will be a historic day for all of us when we can now go to get others to be on board by being able to reach other organizations which are so minded for human dignity, federalism, parliamentary system, and the rule of law. Thank you very much. The President will move forward.
Thank you, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, and of course, the Chief Justice Reynato for your wonderful speeches. Certainly, you reached us with more knowledge and information of why we are here today to this summit. Before we announce an open forum, but I'm sure most of you would like to ask your questions directly to our speakers, could you please, everyone, look into your kit to see if you have all a copy of the Centrist Democratic Alliance core release. Do you all have this in your kit? Okay, may I invite you to please to look into it, find time to look into it later during your lunch break, so you would understand further about this coming declaration. And just later on, we will be having our joint signing of this founding declaration or joint statement. Okay? Okay, go. Yes. Like they would say, the music now is the sound of our soul, a reflection of our thoughts, and the echoes of our hearts. So, Dr. Rotan must have been very inspired by his values or what we are fighting, by the objectives of our summit, that he was so inspired to write a song for the CDA summit. So can I please invite you all to please stand and to further invite us the objectives, the principles of the CDA. Let's sing to the CDA march. Okay? Stretch out those legs. Okay, are you ready, Dr. Rodan? As you can see, with every word, every lyrics of the song is what we're all fighting for.
In fact, if you look at the lyrics first, look at the situation is that despite modernity, most of us live in misery. As slaves of labor markets without security, most of us are jobless and have been poverty, the rest of human rights and dignity. That's the present situation. Now, what's the CDA solution? Our solution is there are 4 pillars. The first pillar is let's vote for new leaders with pride in integrity. Yeah, bukan stop graft and corruption by Trapo dynasty. Enforce the rule of law and serve with honesty for love of God and true humanity. Okay, let's all sing now. So we're not inviting you to join a party yet. If you want to join a party, okay. But now we are looking at this is an alliance. So in this alliance, CDP is only one participant. Integrity Circle is another. And we will do our signing mamaya for that. And there are 14 others who already committed to join this alliance. And soon we will be getting more. So in the alliance, you may not have to agree with all 4. If you agree on 3, it's okay. 2, okay, fine. Okay, because we are after a while, we will ask all of us to look for champions for all of this alliance, and then we will support them for the next election. Okay ba? Okay. So ito na yung ating solicited invitation. Okay. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance. Let's restore human dignity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance and reform our democracy. Situation analysis, historic modernity, was living history, a state of labor markets without security. Most of us are jobless in active poverty. We welcome human pride and dignity. That's why we're in join the Centrist Democratic Alliance. Let's restore human dignity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance and reform our democracy. What's our program? We vote for new leaders with right integrity, to stop corruption like Reynato dynasty, enforce the rule of law and serve with honesty, for love of God and true humanity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance, let's restore human dignity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance and reform our democracy. It's freedom of the market from all monopoly, allowing competition in trade and industry. Open livelihood to every family, so all enjoy the fruits economy. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance, let's restore human dignity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance and reform our democracy. Defend the Constitution to allow sociality, empower all the regions to rule the economy, reform and federation like one big family, with realness to create our destiny. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance, let's restore human dignity. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance and reform our democracy. Join the Centrist Democratic Alliance, let's restore human dignity. Everything is there. So, if you agree with that, mamaya, meron tayong signing openly. Kunan natin ang mga video test. Gusto lang natin sa likod dito, your signature. As individuals. And later on, as groups, you go with that. Then, sa groups, meron pa tayong the open declaration much longer, but the essence is this one. If we agree on this, then we will ask you to sign later on. Okay? So,
may I request everyone to please give a round of applause for Dr. Tony and Senator Dan for supporting this song, the CA March.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies, we are now open for the open forum. You may ask questions dun sa ating resource speaker, the Honorable Reynato Puno and Congressman Rufus. We have a microphone in the middle of the floor. If you have any questions, please approach the microphone and
or somebody will oppose you if you have any questions. Anyone? You can raise your hand. So the lady in blue can approach you. Yes?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Oh, good.
Yes, by the way, I am Attorney Elsie Alfonso, the Deputy Executive Director of CDPI and Chairperson of the National Capital Region of Centrist Democratic Party of the Philippines. My question is to Chief Justice Reynato Puno. As you have mentioned earlier, the judiciary must always be independent from political manipulation by both executive and the legislative department. My question, Chief Justice, is that how does the Supreme Court maintain its independence when all its justices, including the Chief Justice, are appointed by the President?
First of all, we have to understand the nature of the power to appoint. We look at its nature. The power to appoint really belongs to the executive department. So you cannot take away that power of appointment from the executive, say the president. But there are checks in the exercise of this appointing power. For instance, under the 1987 Constitution, the checking mechanism lies with the judicial and bar council. This is a council where the membership is taken from the cross-section of all the stakeholders of the justice system. Presided by the Chief Justice, you have a representative from the lower house, a representative from the upper house, a representative from the retired justices, representative from the academy, representative from the public, representative from the integrated bar. So that is a checking mechanism. So, but still on, I understand that over the years of experience, our system of strengthening the independence of the judiciary can still be improved. For instance, you look at the JPC, you look at its process, and you'll be able to find out rules for proof. Easily, one of these should be the no reappointment of the members of the JPC. You know, if you have this reappointment process, there is that tendency that some members who would like to be reappointed by the President would come to the offices of the President. But there are more factors that should be studied to really attain real independence on the part of the judiciary. And this may require constitutional change. For instance, one of the quick spots of the independence of the judiciary is lack of financial independence. Over the years, and this is still ongoing, the judiciary gets only less than 1% of the money. That is nothing. You compare this 1% with the budget of some cabinet secretary. You'll be shocked to see that some of these cabinet members get more budget than the whole of the judiciary. So, an inadequate budget, yet that is not all. The release of the budget would still depend on the budget secretary, the office of the president. So, you would if you are in judiciary, you will have a very difficult time. Trying to prioritize your spending, because you do not know when your budget will be released, when it is already inadequate. Now, there is one more point that we should be able to start with a constitutional change. This is we should be able to omit that incident when one president can appoint majority of the justices to the Supreme Court. This will again happen in the coming election, 2016 election. No president will be able to appoint 8 new justices in the Supreme Court, and that is the majority of the Supreme Court. In other countries, that will not happen. What other change can we do to strengthen the independence of the judiciary? We saw how the impeachment process was done. I'm not against impeachment, I'm not against but the impeachment process should not be a pure political process. If you are a member of the Supreme Court, you don't lose your constitutional rights. In case of impeachment, you don't lose your right to due process just because you are being impeached. Those are basic rights that you cannot lose just because of the reasoning that impeachment is a political process. And that is why in the other countries they have also changed their system of impeachment. They impeach their impeachable officers no longer through the parliament or through Congress. They have created independent bodies, not only consisting of politicians, but consisting of other stakeholders. And these bodies are independent, so they can adapt the impeachment process without the political factor becoming more dominant. We cannot do all this without any constitutional state. That is why I am for a constitutional.
Thank you very much, Lord. Any more questions, please?
Also to the Chief Justice, I'm not a lawyer, but when we talk about constitutional changes, what specific constitutional changes is the party for?
All those discussed by Congressman basically the change in the structure of government. You know, we have had this military system, we have had this presidential system for more than 100 years. And what has that bring us in terms of real development? So it's about time really to take seriously. It's not about change the structure of government. It's not about the various models of federalism. Let's look at the various models of a parliamentary system of government. Let us also look at whether we need a constitutional form aside from a Supreme Court. In the Asian context, we belong to the minority. One of the very few countries without a constitutional form. This requires very radical changes in our constitution, in our structure of government.
So that would mean it will include almost all articles and to articles
It's really going to be not just a cosmetic change. This is going to be radical change. For instance, One of the platforms of this Centrist Democratic Alliance is to really at the center of democracy. I hope not only at the center but above. This platform of being pro-people, this platform of being pro-competition. How they will achieve this? They will achieve this under the present constitution. Why? For a very basic reason. You look at the 1987 constitution, you have an enumeration of the political and civil rights of the people in the Bill of Rights. Okay? Free speech, so on and so forth. These are the rights which you can demand as a citizen from the government. And demand that from the government as a good. But that Bill of Rights does not include the socio-economic rights of the people. And the socio-economic rights of the people are the rights of the poor. The socio-economic rights of the people are not in the Bill of Rights. And that has a very great significance. It means that as a citizen, you are poor, you cannot go to court, and tell the government, you enforce my socio-economic rights. That is the difference between the political and civil rights and the socio-economic rights as written in our constitution. If we are going to change the constitution, let us follow the South African Constitutional Commission, where socio-economic rights are demandable by the people, in other words, demandable by the poor. If we can do that, then the poor in the Philippines really have a hope.
Follow-up Justice. Would there be a copy of the proposed amendments that we can study?
You know, right now you study the various constitutions in other countries. They have already obliterated the distinction between political and the socio-economic rights of other people. The distinction is no more. It's almost that distinction. The political constitution is the South African constitution, but there are other constitutions. But even if you don't have that kind of a constitution, if we follow the jurisprudence in countries like India, we can slowly be able to enforce the socio-economic rights of the people as a matter of right. The best way to do it is to see the constitution itself, since that these socio-economic rights can be demanded by our poor people from the government. After all, sovereignty and identity.
Okay. Thank you. We have one more question. Please, mamaya po, pero pala tayo open for movement. So, one more question, one other question. Yes, Dr.
I address this to both Congressman Rufus as well as while we agree with the pillars, in our advocacy, is it not wise to adopt as a coalition a common sequence of implementing those pillars? Why? Like for example, I think the step one really is to replace first all these people there. We have, you can think of all changes. If you are not in power, you have nothing. We cannot bring all those changes. So I think the first thing in the agenda is replace all these Kalawans there with the best people we can find in this country. That should be our advocacy first, and to ensure that all the crapples will, if possible, on their own, step down, or to take the challenge everywhere, especially with the president. That's number one.
Kasi, even the changes in the Constitution, if our congressmen are still scalawags, even not necessarily the congressmen, but all those who will, in the Constitutional Commission, and still win, wala din. Ganun din. You go into decentralization right now, corruption is in the local government. You will strengthen the powers of the mayors and the governors. They are very powerful right now. And they use it to plunder rather than for good. We have to replace all of them first. That should be the first thing in our agenda. To strengthen our network and organize ourselves so that we can beat this election. Once we have that, then we can take the next steps. And these steps are very important.
Shortcut.
If you agree with that, why I'm starting as the wrong steps can create more problems.
Okay, alright. That's it, sir. That's not. If you have any more questions, mamaya po yung pag-time open for. You can just call on. Sorry.
Short to your comment. I'll give it your comment. You change this contribution. You are should this over.
Si Kwan.
We want to change this structure of government.
Basta ko sila sa NTC ngayon kaysa NPA, pare.
Because if you change the
Kasi yan yung energy component.
that creates the security of your government will be out of the picture.
So how do you do that? Is the president set up? Have to pass a law for constitutional convention?
I think we have to press for a constitution.
Constitutional convention. And therefore we have to rally for that the delegates of the constitutional convention will be ours.
Again, there are several ways. One way is for Congress to do that, the other way is for to call for a constitutional convention, the other way is to keep more initiative. But my tentative thought is that we call for a constitutional convention. Now we should see to it that the election will not be again monopolized by the dynasty. The election will not be characterized by political patronage. We have to ensure that the delegates to the convention will not be dominated by this. How do you do that? Well, the members of the convention can be a mixture. Some can be elected and some can be appointed again by an independent man. So this way we can be sure that at the very least a good number of those who will rewrite the constitution will be professionals, will be progress, and will be free from any political ideology.
Hindi mo pwedeng pasulong.
I agree also with the constitutional change is very important. You know, the CDP filed in Congress a bill asking for a constitutional convention. Now, I was asked by Speaker Belmonte that because of the lack of support of the President of any constitutional convention, any constitutional change, we just concentrate on the economic chacha that was offered by Speaker Reynato to allow foreign investors to come. Economic na political. We have not really a practical move because sabi nga, ayaw ng presidente yung amendment sa political kasi baka raw pasok yung interest presidente, yung congressman, presidential term. So okay, so we are trying now to approve the economic chacha. But I will promise you that once this is approved, in this middle of the year, the Secretary is putting up in this prohibited provisions of the Constitution, 64K for public activities, 64K for development of natural resources, only 40% foreign. Then the text will file to file again the refined bill for the Constitutional Convention to be conducted together with 2016 elections. So that is in line with what I said, and in line with the CDP. But at the same time, while we are doing that, the legislative aspect or the constitutional aspect, let us all unite. That's why the CDP now is being put together. Those alliance, CDP, as all of you here with that, we start already to have people who believe in the same principles of anti-patronage politics, dynasty, and believing in human dignity. That's the starting point. Tayo. Umpisa tayo mag-alliance, dadami tayo. So, marami tayo. Kung sino next president sa ating bansa, yeah, he can be able to influence through our goals and campaigns. Sino next president? A president who will agree on the Constitutional Convention. To be able to change President knows about federalism and parliamentary system. So, ano yung gawin natin? At saka, the tenets of integrity and honesty in public service. From 14 or 15, congratulations to our years, then we can move forward. We have other forward in Visayas and Mindanao to get the NGOs there who likewise believes in centrism and who believes in human dignity and the pillars that improve our country, federalism of our country is very strong in Mindanao, very strong in Visayas, and people federalism and parliamentary system. Yes, so we start together. Tayo na mismo, let us act and let us be a participant, a strong participant in the presidential elections this coming 2016. Thank you, Tony.
Wala pa ng patin pa. Tatakbo yun.
Okay, I have a question which I want to ask. I see here to have the revision proposal to revise local government code. Why can we not look into also the civil service code?
Civil service?
See, because that's also one way, I guess, to filter all those politicians, or so much they run into public office, then they become public servants, right? So they fall under the civil service code. And it's one way of filtering this people who have been judgments from their crimes, for money into office, and vice versa. And also to slash or emphasize the nepotism, since in our civil service code, it's only up to the fourth degree of consanguinity, which prohibits them from running for office.
Yes, I should say that I would say that what the important ingredients of our parliamentary system is a strong civil service. And that is why in our revision of our Constitution, probably we strengthen the civil service to be able to have more rules that will really prevent nepotism, that will prevent the act of different officials in corruption, the public office, public trust, and all that. Yeah, I agree with you that we should likewise be able to
Constitutional Court. Sinabi ni Chief Justice, ano klase yun? Constitutional Court. Take you out lang.
Hindi ako.
Ito, ganun ka tol.
Guys, may mamaya po yung entertainment muna tayo. We will have another open forum later on as we go along into the program. So, I'm going to call on Anton Ferrer. He is a member of the Philippine Alliance of Ex-Seminarian. He was going to render us some songs on advocacy.
Ang Centrist Democracy Marcos, iba. Ha?
Part ako doon. Part ako doon.
Yung, di ba? Iba yung kaysa? Iba yung kaysa ganito, no? Iba, no? Pero substantially the same.
Revolution from the center. Magbago lang yung
spearheaded ng government yung change, yung national yung within, di ba? Ang government mismo, ang siya nag-spearhead, nag-lead para ma-reform, no? Especially yung the fight against oligarchy, di ba? Oy, thank you. Hindi nga, yung sa case kasi ni Marcos dati, ang allegation is si Marcos became a revolutionary leader. Tama? Now he realized that the ills of society, one is oligarchy, colonialism, di ba? And pero hindi niya binanatan ng bureaucrat capitalism pa rin. Hindi niya binanatan. Oo nga. Ngayon, ang kasi part siya nun. Pero ang ideology na yan, according to him, is in contrast with Jacobin revolution, yung Marxist. Sabi niya, when the Marxists will wrest leadership from a constitutional government. Diba yun ang kanyang linya na yan? Itong sa atin, hindi. Itong centrist democracy na sinasabi is led by the people, not by the government. Kasi ang object mo government yung government, didepensa niya yung sarili niya.
Okay, while our performer is preparing for his performance, maybe we can accommodate another question. Any more questions? This is supposed to be a work session. Okay, sir. You are sir.
My question is a very short one for Congressman Rufus. Is it true, as per Rosalita or government had also found Saturday that out of our 80 provinces, 73 of them are controlled by 178 dynasties. I
there's a lot of dynasties all over our 80 provinces, every province. But the number, we're not very sure about that. I haven't really read the basis of the report, but I would agree with her that indeed, in many provinces and cities, there are dynasties that are...
Their information comes from a report from the Delta University College team, Puno, who conducted a study last year on dynasties. And he established that 117 dynasties control 73 of our 80 provinces. Only 7 provinces in the Philippines do not have dynasties. That's why you or us share more or less to make people aware of what we're going through. But the problem is, apathy has spread so wide, and it has